Constantine spent 330 million denarii to move the capital of Rome. Nobody understood why, until they realized he wasn't building for his reign. In 330 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine stood on the shores of the Bosporus and made a decision that would reshape the Mediterranean for the next 1,000 years. He'd already won the civil war. He'd already legalized Christianity. He had power, but power alone wasn't enough. He wanted permanence. So he took the city of Byzantium, a modest Greek colony, strategically positioned but architecturally unremarkable, and poured resources into transforming it into a new capital. He called it Constantinople, the city of Constantine. The cost was staggering. The labor was immense, and most of his contemporaries thought he was wasting Rome's wealth on vanity. But here's the question that separates a ruler from a strategist. Why Byzantium? Why not expand Rome itself? Rome was already the capital. It had infrastructure, prestige, history. On the surface, moving the empire's heart made no sense. Constantine knew this. He knew the cost. He knew the resistance he'd face from the Roman establishment. So what did he see that they didn't? Geography, pure, cold geography. Rome sat in the west. The empire's real wealth, its grain, its trade, its military threats, all moved through the east. The Danube frontier was bleeding soldiers. Persia pressed from beyond the Euphrates. The Mediterranean's commercial arteries ran through the Aegean and beyond. Rome was looking backward. Constantine was looking at where the empire actually lived. Byzantium sat at the intersection of two continents. Ships could reach it from the Black Sea. Armies could march down from the Balkans. Trade from Persia and beyond flowed through its harbors. It was defensible, resupply-able, and positioned at the hinge where east met west. But in this matters, it was also expendable in a way Rome wasn't. Constantine could build it from scratch, design it without the weight of centuries of existing power structures and competing interests. Here's where the Stoic lesson emerges. Constantine didn't build Constantinople for himself. He was in his late 50s. He had maybe a decade left. He could have spent it consolidating his personal legacy, enjoying his victory. Instead, he sank a fortune into a city he'd never see completed. He made decisions based on what the empire would need in 50, 100, 200 years. The Stoics taught that we control only our effort, our choices, our character, not the outcome. We plant trees we'll never sit under. Constantine embodied this. He couldn't guarantee Constantinople would survive. Barbarians could sack it. Earthquakes could level it. Future emperors could abandon it. But he could make the decision to build it anyway, with full knowledge of the costs, because it was the right strategic move. Most of us live in Constantine's Rome. We optimize for immediate returns. We choose jobs for quarterly bonuses, not generational impact. We avoid long-term projects because we won't see the payoff. We call it being realistic. The Stoics called it being enslaved to outcomes we can't control. Constantine knew he couldn't control whether Constantinople would last. He could only control whether he tried. The city took roughly 5 years to build. It drained the imperial treasury. Senators complained. Military commanders questioned the resource diversion. Constantine never wavered. He'd calculated the cost, not just in gold, but in political capital, in opportunity cost, in the risk of failure. He knew what he was giving up. He chose to do it anyway. What happened next is the punchline to Constantine's gamble. Constantinople didn't just survive. It became the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, what we now call Byzantium. It stood for over 1,000 years. When Rome itself fell to barbarian invasions in 476 AD, Constantinople endured. It became the center of Christian civilization, of trade, of power. Constantine's decision to build for eternity, rather than for his reign, paid off beyond anything he could have predicted. But here's what matters for you. Constantine didn't know this would happen. He built anyway. He accepted the risk. He accepted that he'd pour resources into something he'd never fully see completed. That's the core of Stoic decision-making. You don't require certainty. You require that the choice aligns with reason and with something larger than yourself. Most of us are waiting for guarantees before we commit. We want proof the career shift will work before we make it. We want assurance the relationship will last before we invest in it. We want certainty the project will succeed before we dedicate years to it. Constantine's city teaches something harder. The guarantee comes from the quality of your decision-making, not from what the world promises to deliver. The Stoic reads Constantine's choice this way. He assessed the strategic reality. He calculated the costs. He weighed them against the long-term benefit to something beyond himself, the empire, future generations, the permanence of Roman civilization. He found the decision sound. Then he committed fully, knowing outcomes remained outside his control. That's not recklessness. That's wisdom. In your life, that looks like this. Stop waiting for the market to guarantee your business will succeed. Stop waiting for certainty before you learn a skill that matters. Stop postponing the work that only you can do because you can't see the outcome from here. You're not supposed to see it. Your job is to make the decision well, then execute it fully. Constantine's Constantinople teaches us that the greatest achievements aren't built by people chasing immediate reward. They're built by people willing to spend their resources, time, money, effort, reputation, on something they'll only partially see completed. They're built by people who have learned to separate the quality of their decision from the certainty of the outcome. The Stoics called this living in accordance with reason, not with hope, not with fear, not with the need to control what you can't. You identify what's rational given what you know. You count the costs clearly. You accept the risks. Then you move forward anyway, because the alternative, waiting for guarantees that never come, is a guarantee of inaction. So the answer to our original question, why did Constantine build Constantinople, isn't vanity or whim. It was strategy tempered by Stoic discipline. He saw what the empire needed. He calculated what it would cost. He knew he might not live to see it thrive. He built it anyway. That's how civilizations endure. That's how legacies compound across centuries. That's how you build something that outlasts your own reign. The real question now is this: what are you not building because you're waiting for certainty? What project, what skill, what legacy are you postponing because you can't see the guaranteed outcome? Constantine couldn't either, but he built anyway, and his city still stands. Subscribe for weekly reflections on Stoic decision-making drawn from history, so you can stop waiting for certainty and start building what matters.